Hello, everybody. It's Ken Faulkner. Got another knife video for you. I think this will be a little short and sweet, but who knows with me, I'm tired today. I work. I'm still working. I'm probably not going to retire for a while. It's just, I need to buy knives, and, Social Security is just not going to do it. And the 401k can't support the amount of knives I want to buy. So I got to keep working. But, that means some days I'm going to be tired. But when I start talking about knives, turns things around. Remette knives. I was watching Bees as usual on a Friday night, and he was having his Remette. He's been doing like he'll have a Kaiser one time, then he'll have some other brand. And Remette's always in the chat in Bees's. I don't know. I haven't seen him really so much in other lives. Maybe once or twice, but definitely Remette's in there and throwing down the cash, man. The super chats and just massive amounts of channel memberships. Pretty amazing. I put down cash, but it's just like, nah, kind of just like, I'll let Remette will support Bees. Oh yeah, I'll still do my super chats every once in a while, and my gifted memberships and whatnot. It's fun to do, but yeah, Remette knives, they were having a big sale, and that was kind of part of the whole reason. And Black Friday is coming around, but Black Friday is kind of a spongy thing now. It's like it doesn't like officially start at one point, because it used to be. And I was just talking with a friend at work today where they used to. I better get it out because you guys got to be not want to listen to me talk without seeing a knife. It used to be that you'd go out and you'd like camp out overnight, like you're getting concert tickets or something like that, or you're going to Blade Show. You got the early bird at Blade Show, and you want to get that one knife from that company that doesn't have so many. So anyway, let me tell you the story of this one. So you may recognize it, you may not. When it first came out, they came out with like the titanium version. It's the first one I saw. Was the titanium. It is the RTB. Is that all these things are RT this, RT that, and I just it kind of like want to drop the first part and just call it the B. So anyway, they came out with the titanium one, and I was interested in it, and there's a reason. There's a reason why I wouldn't normally like a knife like this. One being that it's kind of small. I'll get some measurement on it. It's definitely what I'd call an EDC size, though. I mean, so it's not that bad. 3-inch blade, but the cutting edge is only about 2 3/4. Overall on the knife is about 7 inches. So that's kind of small for me, but it does have that forward finger choil, so that definitely pushes it up in the list of interest for me, having that forward finger choil, because then I can get all my fingers on there. If it didn't have it, my pinky would be hanging off on the end and not happy about it. I can do that, and I do it with the fixed blades for whatever reason, the EDC fixed blades. But anyway, and I'll put a lot of lanyards on those, but I don't normally put a lanyard on my folding knives. So anyway, that's one reason it kind of wasn't as interesting to me. Another reason, speed holes, all the way through. Speed holes, definitely full on speed holes. And I know people like them, and I am definitely not ever trying to get people to just change their opinion on knives because of what I say. I'm just telling you my opinion, and I would never tell somebody they're wrong for liking something with speed holes. I would not tell them they're wrong for liking smaller knives. Ever. It's just my preference, and I think we all need to have our preferences, and we should have different preferences. We shouldn't all be exactly the same, for sure. Clips, just basic, but it is flat head screws, not reversible. It's got this thing here. We'll talk about that in a minute. Not reversible, but it is inset in the scale, so that's good. The steel on this one, 14C28N, because it is one of the budget ones. So anyway, they came out with the titanium one, and it was, probably like over 200 or something like that. And I was thinking about it. And the reason why I was thinking about it, because I am a major sucker for little gimmicks. And this one kind of caught me, and I kind of was very interested. Not all gimmicks are going to draw me in, but yeah, this thing really drew me in. Now, it is called the Bee, so I think it's kind of appropriate. It's got this little stinger thing. Now, everybody was trying to figure out what the hell to call it, because, you have toothpicks like on the SDs, on Victorinox, but I don't know if you'd want to use this for a toothpick. It's just a little too sharp. It's titanium, though, which is very cool. And you could use it as a toothpick. You just got to be careful. You don't want to stab your gums with that thing. You're going to be bleeding. It's kind of cool. Got a little jimp in there on the thing. I like it because, man, there's just times when you need just a little tool to get in. And, trying to use like the tip of a blade of a knife or something, it's like you could dull it and stuff. But this is like a cool little thing that you could use for certain things. I don't know if it's really like a splinter getter. I guess it could be. But yeah, there's a lot of things. It's kind of like a pry bar. You wouldn't use this as a pry bar because it is definitely thinner. But for the more little delicate getting in, like scraping away something that's got stuck or whatever, you're trying to peel something up or whatever. Yeah, it's very cool, and I thought that was unique, and I liked it, and I really couldn't say I'm right for liking it. I just liked it. I liked it, and then this budget version did come out, and I was definitely more interested, but still not. It didn't get to me. So Friday night, everything's on sale. I'm thinking to myself, I got a few Remettes. So let's talk about the Remettes I have. I have the range. I got the expensive one. This is in my premium case. This is that RT again, Peregrine Falcon, M390 steel, titanium with the flame anodizing, and the button lock, the pivot button lock. Multiple deployments. No flipper on this one, but you can push the button, flip it out. Yeah, cool knife. I thought it was cool. I like different buttons or different types of locks, and that is also a gimmick that gets me. It gets me, and I had to check it out. And man, this is the one that took forever because it came straight from China. Yeah, I really got to like something to wait that long and not get irritated. This one took so long. Oh my gosh. And it was like, it was just floating in space and I'm not finding any new information. I didn't like it. But it does have this liner lock that is a button actuated liner lock. And you could use it as a regular liner lock, which is pretty cool. So I do like the lock. It's very thick blade and it's kind of a chunky grind, flat and not that tall because of this huge fuller. And over time, yeah, that grind kind of grinded on me a bit. I still like the knife. I'm not like ready to sell it or anything like that, but it wasn't as exciting over time. And another thing about it is the way you have to tighten up the pivot because it's got this funky, I don't know if there's a special tool. It didn't come with a special tool. But it would get loose as I would fidget with it. And I did, when I first got it, man, I would fidget with this thing like all the time. But you have to like kind of get your fingers on either side and then turn it. Right now it's not loose, but when it got loose, you have to turn it. And I never did take it apart. And I mean, I guess I could have Loctited it and all that. But in reality, the blade, not Not my favorite. It's a little space agey, this whole thing in here. But that's a Remette thing, right? Like, I remember when Remette first came out, they were, first it was kind of like they were just one of the Amazon brands. And they had some budget stuff. The Rhino was one of them. And I was very interested. I heard a lot of good things about the Rhino. And I finally ended up getting it. And I got like the more fancy version of it, because I'd heard so many good things about it. And I do like the Rhino. It's got the button actuated, but it is a plunge lock though, unfortunately, and the detent on it is not great. So it's still good. I mean, when because you can just open it like that. But I do like to have a good detent, and I've talked about that on other videos, but it doesn't make or break a knife for me. I think it's a cool design. I like the way they have the external stop pins that work well as a thumb stud, and you got the little slot thing that can work as well. It's on the small-ish side, not quite as small as the B. Put it in both directions here. It's just maybe a quarter of an inch longer. Blade might be almost exactly the same. The handle's just a little bit longer. So, and this one doesn't have the forward finger choil, but because the handle's a little bit longer, my pinky just barely gets on there, and then I can get on this flat spot because it does not have a flipper tab again. But yeah, for the middle finger flick, that the detent on it is not tuned at all, because it's a plunge button lock, and it just doesn't, it's hard to tune those. This is the front flip, sort of. It's not something that you could really do very well. So, I mean, there's just things about them. I think they're good knives. I think they're decent knives. But, I like the Wild Species here. It's a little bigger knife, which is good. You can see the blade's definitely bigger. It's more the size of the Peregrine Falcon. Handles nice and long. You got plenty of room on this one. No problem there. It's got that kind of forward finger area here that's really nice. I had a couple blades that I like, so I really like this. This is my favorite blade shape, and it is a liner lock. So the detent, it's hard to get in there on that thumb stud a little bit, but the front flip works great. Yeah, and there we go again under the camera. But once you get your finger on, it's a little bit, because it doesn't have any gripping really. It's just rounded off on the thumb studs. You see it there? But you can get it. And so it's my favorite. It's really my favorite. And it's just, I'm kind of not so much excited about the brand anymore. And that's just me. And I could say really the same thing about Kaiser. I probably get voted out of the Bees fan club for this, but the Kaiser's not really as excited about. Civivi certainly is one, and in reality, this is the ultimate crossing the line. I never have been a big fan of WE knives. I just haven't been a big fan. It's nothing wrong with the knives, and I think it's a personal opinion thing. I'm a little bit more, I'd have to say, selective, and I'm not as excited about knives, every knife, as I used to be. Now, there are knives that I'm excited about, and I am happy to get this one, for sure, because I did want to get that damn toothpick, titanium toothpick, or what do you want to call it. And it is a good blade shape. I like the grind on that. Really nice, tall, flat. So again, it's like the budget ones seem to be the thing. But then, like they got that the whale that came out. Is it the RT whale? No, I don't think it is. It's something else. but it looks so much, the handle looks so much like this one. It's basically that same kind of micarta. I like the black one. It had a very interesting looking micarta, but it just seems like just another budget knife from them. It's not standing out. So I don't know. I don't want to change anybody's opinion. If you like Remette, they're a good company. I know Vu Pham is working with them, and I love the guy and have a lot of respect for him, and I know that he's excited about the brand. So I mean, I don't want to say, but it's just me. It's just me. I do have four of them. I mean, so clearly, it's not like I have any disdain for them, but it's not floating my boat, I guess, or whatever you'd say. Could be something comes out. Something may come out, and it might be like the one. But and I'm not saying I'm done with them, but just lately they haven't been as interesting to me. But I got caught with a sale, and that gimmick, that toothpick, it got me, and I was glad to have this knife for sure. Glad to have it in the collection. But I just want to, kind of give you guys my take, but I don't want to, make people go, oh, well, then I'm not going to buy them. I want you guys to make up your own minds because I mean they got good carbon fiber, right? I love the anodizing on this one, that flame ano. I think that's really cool. Not so much of a fan of this area, the way it looks, and definitely not on the blade. But I do love that flame ano. That's why I picked that one for sure. This one's just a basic knife. I mean, there's nothing special about. It's kind of cool with that G10. I think it's G10. But yeah, and it's 14C28N steel, which is good steel, but there's nothing special about it. These guys are M390s, but it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I've said it already. I don't need to go on. Anyway, these are cool knives, and I'm glad to have them in the collection, and I should just leave it at that. And sometimes I'm okay with buying speed hole knives. Just got to have a little something else too. But I will buy a speed hole knife. I will buy a smaller knife. I will buy all kinds of things. I'll buy HCR knives. I will buy all these things. But I do have preferences. So, yeah. But four of them, that's pretty decent, right? All right, enough talking, enough said for sure. I said I was going to keep it short, and it's almost 20 minutes. And I really haven't said anything super duper nice about Remette, other than the fact that they spend a ton of money at Bees Blades. I am just like shocked at the amount of money. All right. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little crazy. This is a little weird, but that's enough of it. I will see you on the next one. Bye.